Hello, my creative family. Welcome to 2024. This is a little delayed, but we are taking down Christmas. I did record this the first week of January. Sometimes you just can't do it all at once. So I have this over the span of the first week of the year and getting everything put away, getting Christmas put up, letting the house breathe. Right now I'm actually just taking an old wrapping paper roll and making a cuff to wrap around the other papers that I had left over, those remnants that just sit loose. I bought this wrapping paper bin a while ago and I love to store my stuff in there, and I got a few new wrapping papers. I think they were like the Martha Stewart line or Hallmark or something, but they were half off after Christmas. I actually even got an extra black plaid one because I felt like that was good for gifts all year. But see how you just slide that cuff on? You don't need to tape it down. It holds the wrapping paper in the right place. So have that done. I'm pretty excited to put out my everyday greeneries. I went ahead and pulled Christmas out of this and replaced what was in my vases, and I'm really excited to put it all back. I told my daughter next year, make me put up the Christmas tree by November 1st. I love having the glow of the tree. I did go ahead and throw our names of Jesus ornaments back in the book so we could read that again next year and put them on the tree one by one. Getting all the ornaments back in the ornament boxes, condensing down that tree and putting it away. I like to keep the existing boxes for as long as they will last, and then I will just go get a tree bag. But so far, this is my first year using this tree. It's from Walmart. I got it for around $100 because it was half off. It's so lifelike. It looks so nice. Pulling a bin over, de-Christmasing my shelves. This is the one area in my home where I do like to place items. Other surfaces like my buffets or my TV stand, I don't like all the little loose things, but these little shelves are perfect to showcase. Honestly, these shelves only need like 1 to 2 items per, so I really love having them in the living room. This was all the items I pulled out of the kids' rooms. I took Christmas trees and put them in vases or crocks that I had. Getting all the greeneries pulled out. I got this pencil tree last year for this corner, and some of the lights didn't work already. I was so bummed, so it just sat unlit, but that's okay. I might string something on it next year. I just didn't put forth the effort, but I was happy to have my sweet little olive tree back in this corner. Very refreshing. And I take my breakable items and use things that I'm already packing away, like my stockings, get everything wrapped up, get those items protected, and getting everything in the bins. Now you see my entertainment cabinet on the angled wall here. Now that the tree was put up, we were able to put it back in the living room where it belongs. And here's the living room just as is. I didn't fluff pillows or prep anything. Thank God no pillows are on the floor. I hate that, but this is just how we use our space on the daily. I got a few items back on the shelves, but haven't figured it all out. And there's the hallway. The bathroom is under construction. It's creating a little chaos, but I'm happy to get Christmas put up. I truly am in a place where I am trying to be ruthless with the things I don't want in my life. My friend was like, "That's your word for the year? Come on, friend. Like, what? It is against my character. It's all of those things." But I have used that word like in my mind over and over. Are you being ruthless with these things, these unnecessary things in your life? Do you really need that? I'm showing no mercy. I'm on a mission to declutter. I've done really well so far. It's really important to me in this season of my life. I am being ruthless. And so honestly, going through my bins this time, I emptied about 3 or 4 bins of old decor I didn't end up putting out. Now I have a soft spot for greeneries, like any form of wreath or greenery or garland. That has my heart. I'm like, I have so much greenery. Now, literally, I think we had 5 full-size trees put up this year. And so if I'm going to store anything, I'm going to store that. I think that brings in the season more than little tabletop or shelf knickknacks, and feeling the textiles of pillows and cozy blankets and knitted things. So I have a greenery problem. I know at some point I'm going to even have to be more particular with that. Honestly, my kitchen is in a state of chaos. Our whole house is. I have wood for trim for the bathroom we're renovating. I got some pottery from a thrift store that I wanted to make over. Baby items, because we've been watching a beautiful little baby of our friends this last week just to bless her, because she was in need of some help to watch him because a family member in the hospital. So we were so happy to have him. Does anybody else's house explode? My house explodes at times. My coffee maker pooted out, so I pulled the old one in from the camper. Dishes everywhere, things we just haven't put away. It's chaotic. I want to maintain better. I've lacked discipline to maintain, and we need to avoid the explosions. But here is the beginning of my decluttering pile, and it slowly has grown. I mean, beautiful things that I've loved at times, that I've handpicked. It's just too much. I don't need things with tons of words on it. I don't need all the odds and ends. It's been a refreshing thing. That pile took up the back of my friend's car, and she has a booth in town. So I pray it blesses her that she could sell some of that off. So again, I am packing up that greenery, and we've had some crazy storms come through our area over the first week of January. I looked out my back window to see this. The wind was so intense. It was just circulating that feeder like a pendulum. My chickens were like, what the heck? We're not coming out. I thank God I still have gotten a few eggs through this crazy weather. It's definitely been enjoyable to be inside. And so I'm tackling the kitchen, tackling all of the mess. Again, this didn't happen all in one day. I couldn't do everything at once and have like a full deep clean day. Sometimes our life and schedule just means, we slowly chip away at things. So just getting the dishes done was like, thank you, Lord. And I know we're going to just fill that sink right back up. But this sink in particular, it gets this really weird hazing. It's like a black stone resin. I'm not really sure what it is, but it gets this white hazing that even whenever it's clean, it makes it look really dirty. So I've learned to use Barkeeper's Friend. I scrub it over it, take my magic eraser like I just did, scrub over the sink as well. And then I like to dry it off, right away. I love my Swedish dishcloths. I put them in the top rack, my scrubbies and brushes in the dishwasher. If you keep those things clean, then you can clean, knowing everything's clean. So the sink has no hazing, no water spots. Getting the dishwasher started and running, I really value our dishwasher. It does so much work for us. Some of the stainless steel, we definitely smudge up our stainless steel like no other. And I know I've shared this before, but the stove is the least favorite thing in my kitchen that I have to clean. And with a lot of cookers in the kitchen, my 8-year-old, she just turned 9 on New Year's Eve, loves to cook eggs and breakfast. And honestly, they just don't clean up after themselves very well. Cleaning out the microwave, luckily it wasn't too bad. My kids like ramen noodles for snacks after school and stuff, so sometimes those overflow and leave a starch on the spinning table. But I'm going to go ahead and make sense of my coffee area. Look at all the bean dust and dirties that were under the maker. My Keurig Duo went out on me, and honestly it really wasn't my favorite coffee maker. I love the flexibility where you could do a pot or a pod, but it didn't brew it very strong. I was always put a double coffee filter in there to get my coffee nice and strong. But I'm liking this setup better. This old coffee maker is Old Faithful, and I just went back to using it and simplifying the setup. My beans, my grinder, my frother, and my Ember cup that keeps my coffee so nice and warm. So yay, I got my home in a state of clean. Sometimes it's just not an easy task to keep things up. We have our little boys in here. Our dwarf rabbits are too little to be out in this cold. We're dropping into the teens, and we got a call that a food truck was coming into our area, and we were so blessed with all this amazing produce. I had to show you the kitchen because now we're about to do some food preservation and destroy it. But later in the evening of the night before I'm recording, I wanted to share an easy meal that we just love. This flounder here we buy from Sam's Club. It is a last minute throw your meal together and have something fresh and delicious kind of meal. We just open the big bag, fill it up with warm water, and those fillets are in individual plastic, so they warm up very quickly because they're pretty thin, and we just lay them all out. Now, I literally did the whole bag. Smaller families could probably use a third to half of the bag and have leftovers. We eat quite a bit and love to have extra. I'm making a fish sauce to top the fish. It contains about a cup of mayonnaise, about a quarter to a half a cup of Parmesan, half a squeezed lemon, a few puffs of garlic powder, generous puffs. We go ahead and add parsley, salt, and pepper. And then I add about a quarter to a half a cup of breadcrumbs. And so between the garlic and the citrus and the creaminess, it's really just a nice topping for the fish. So we bake the fish at 350 for about 5 minutes just to get a pre-cook on that. And you'll see here we pulled it out of the oven. We set the oven to a broil, and we're topping each fillet with the sauce. Now we go ahead and just leave peaks and do it kind of messy because it browns really nicely that way. And then we go ahead and throw it in an oven on broil. Now my oven does not play around. And unfortunately, this day as I'm showing it to you, we let it get a little too dark. But it usually is nice whenever it's baked or broiled to that right brown consistency. Just a simple batch of white rice in the rice cooker and a few canned veggies, and dinner was a breeze. It's simple, but it's one of my family's favorites. Well, thank you for joining me and getting my life back together. And we're also working on that kids bath. I've done a few short films on that. We look forward to sharing more content soon, and a home tour coming hopefully at the end of this month, Lord willing. God bless our 2024. We're off to a good start.